Greetings, it is I, Dreadscape Gaming. How are all of you doing, Dread Knights, on this Monday, November 24th, 2025? The 30-something days of Dreadmas has officially begun. We're going to be doing a whole bunch of Christmas-related theme stuff starting about a week early, like I mentioned before. Anybody who's a longtime viewer, we are doing a lot of Christmas content this year, and I wanted to fit in a lot of stuff a little bit ahead of time. Today, we are going to be playing American Truck Simulator. We got some packages that we got to deliver for all the girls and boys, you know, because a lot of people don't even actually realize this. American truck people in general, truck drivers, are the ones that deliver a lot of goods to various different places. Without them, a lot of the Christmas supplies that we normally would have wouldn't actually get to their destinations and wouldn't be available for sale. So that's why I felt like playing American Truck Simulator today. I will play Christmas music too. So don't worry, we're not going to be playing like a Mariah Carey stuff, but we will be playing some lo-fi tunes. Hopefully we won't get DMCA'd for this, even though the creator of these tunes said it was okay, and if we do get striked, we will simply just have to tell them. So we're going to be playing Best Lo-Fi Christmas Mix Ever, okay? Hopefully you'll hear it here. If the music is too loud, please let me know. If I'm too loud or too low, or the game is too loud to the point where you can't hear the music, let me know. Whenever I tab out of the game, you're not going to hear anything. So hopefully be good. Oops. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take some jobs, particularly courier ones. So you're going to hop in the driver's seat with me. You could be my co-pilot, Dread Knight. We should be able to do pretty good today. Let's see. So we want jobs. We're going to take the freight market. We're going to take whatever's available that's closest to us. There's a job here for 11 minutes, but it's not really... There's an oil one, but that's too far away. This is 15 minutes away. This pays better? No, this pays the best, though. So we're going to take that gig. Should be okay, right? That's a freight. No, we want cargo, not freight. What am I doing? I'm a dummy. We want cargo market. Alright, so there's one that's 8 hours away. Basically, 10 hours is about an hour in this game. So we want to get something that's a little closer to home. Even though this pays a little bit better, this looks like it would be more along what cargo we should do. We could also pack that, but that's a little far away. This is 7 hours away. Really, it's a matter of where our destination is. I do like driving, though, through California. Hop in, Dread Knights. We gotta go make the pickup of the delivery first before we can do anything else. Bring that off. Do I not have my engine on? Game? Game? Why can't I drive my car, game? Technical difficulties, perhaps? Why am I not able to drive? Am I stuck to the trailer? That's something that would happen to me. Oh. We're driving in reverse? Okay. Alright, there we go. It was just seemed to be stuck. We were in the auto brake. As you can tell, good old Dread does not actually drive cars IRL. If I can switch the view here, because this is not going to go well. I can tell you, unless I get the correct one. Okay, I think we can drive out through here. Now, don't tell your mother, but I haven't cracked open any cold ones during this drive, Dread Knights. Look at this nice, chill, cozy music, nice, cozy vibe. Really enjoy American Truck Simulators, I'll be honest with you. What the hell happened here? Look like there's just cars parked all over the place. So we have to make it to our destination. We're 9 hours and 26 minutes away. And that almost ruined my truck, which would have had me throwing a freaking conniption today, Dread Knights. It truly would have had me throwing a conniption, because I just fixed this truck. Dread Knights. It got smashed up the other night when I was trying to make a delivery. I had to spend so much to get a new transmission. I had to spend so much on a brand new trailer. So if it got messed up here, I'd be crashing out very early. We're not turning on that. The GPS in this game sometimes doesn't make a whole bunch of sense, I will be honest with you, because I don't know some actual traffic laws, because I don't actually drive. I usually have people driving me or vice versa. I don't know if I can make this. Hoping I can. Don't try, you know, don't tell anybody our license in this, our truck driving license might be a little bit suspended. We gotta save Christmas, though. We gotta make that delivery. It's very important for the girls and boys, Dread Knights. Los Angeles, Albuquerque, 1 mile away. It is kind of late, though, I will admit, Dread Knights. It's 10:50 p.m. Is this past your bedtime? Will your mom get angry if I let you stay up late? Listen to these tunes? Being my co-pilot? I don't know. Hopefully she won't get angry. Who is your mother again? I can't even remember. Was it the vampire? Was it the cabaret singer? Was it that cosplayer? I can't even remember. Good old Papa Dread gets around, I guess you could say sometimes. I kid. I remember which one was your mother. I hope. I think. Maybe you should give me a description of what you think your mother was, Dread Knights. Let's obey the traffic laws, though, Dread Knights. We can't go over the speed limit here. Speed limit is, what, 45? We're going to be using good old GPS tracking to get to our destination. I have a full tank of gas, so we should be good. You know? Maybe we can stop in somewhere and get a McDonald's, you know? Maybe a McCafe. Keep us up. Maybe I could get a Big Mac. I'm still trying to get a McRib. I don't know if any of you know, Dread Knights, but good old Dread has been seeing commercials on the internet that the McRibs at McDonald's are back. However, I went to all my destinations. I went to various different places to try to get a McRib. And where I live, they're not selling the freaking McRibs. False advertising. They were also saying that the holiday pies were in stock at McDonald's. This was not to be the case, Dread Knights. It pissed off your papa quite a bit. I need that greasy barbecue rib patty that's not really that good. It's like it become a Christmas tradition. Freaking McDonald's don't even sell it anymore around here. What's happened to the times, Dread Knights? What's happened, you know? I miss the good old days when you could put on Christmas specials on television and you didn't have to watch them on Apple television. And I miss the days when you could crack open a six-pack and laugh at... Whoa, that looks dangerous. Let's not crash the car. We could laugh at March of the Wooden Soldiers. You know? Watch a football game. Watch a basketball game on good old Christmas Day. Whatever happened to the good Christmas Day values, Dread Knights? I don't know. I don't know. What's this world coming to? Walk into McDonald's and they don't give you McRibs on freaking Thanksgiving in time anymore. That's just false advertising. You know? Holiday pies, too. Any of you little Dread Knights, has your mom ever had you? Given you? A good old, you know, holiday pie. It's filled with custard and Christmas cheer. It also will give you probably a heart attack now that I think about it, Dread Knights. Eyes on the road, eyes on the road. There's a lot of signs here. Sharp turn. We gotta make these sharp turns, Dread Knights. We can't get disappointed. We can't disappoint all the little girls and boys waiting for their presents to get delivered. The music is a little bit low because the sound of the car is too loud. So let me fix that a second for you, Dread Knights. I'll loud up the volume just a little bit here if I can. How do I get into that? How do I get into that screen? Can I do it from here? Yeah, let's do that. That won't crash anything, don't worry. I just want to make sure that we can fix the music player. Can I do it? From here? Let me check. Let me check. Don't worry, don't panic. I just know that the music's a little bit low when we're driving, so I don't want that to... Let's loud it up just a little bit so you can hear. Should be a little bit better, Dread Knights. Gotta actually hear the music, right? Gotta feel the vibe. Feel the Christmas. Feel the Christmas spirit. This should be better now. Yeah, now you can actually hear it. Good, good, good. See? Before it was way too low. I need to hear that Christmas cheer. Gotta get in the mood. You know? A couple days ago, I was looking through some old photos of your papa walking through Rockefeller during Christmas season. I can't believe I have, like, at least 10 years worth of Rockefeller Center Christmas tree photos. Good old Papa used to go with his good old boy, Will. Used to go watch the Christmas tree lightings every year. Haven't gone to a Christmas tree lighting, actually, in person in quite a while. Usually, I will wait for about a week or two afterwards, and then I'll stop by Rockefeller Center, because it gets pretty busy around these parts. I also like to people watch every once in a while, so I'll go through the Rockefeller Center ice skating ring from the top. There's a concourse around there, for those of you who don't know. Right near Nintendo World, too. It's just nice and peaceful. Especially at night. It gets very, very peaceful at night. Ooh, look at this. Eyes on the road. Eyes on the road, eyes on the road. How are all of you, by the way, today? Hopefully you're all doing well. I'm doing okay. I can't complain. You know, end of the year, going through old photos, going through old stuff, cycling through a lot of things. And look at this. Our speed limit here is 65. I am definitely terrified of pedestrian cars because, for whatever reason, in American Truck Simulator Dread Knights, these cars have some of the weirdest programming. So, like, they won't stop, or they'll stop short. So I'm always terrified that they're going to mess up our vehicle. So it should take us about an hour to get to our destination, and then it should probably take us, depending how long the delivery is, a little longer as well. For about every 10 hours in this game, it's about an hour of actual driving time in-game. We're driving through California right now, for those of you who are just joining us. Hop in the driver's seat. We gotta make a delivery. We're trying to pick up some presents to deliver them in time for Christmas. The one thing is, when you're on the actual, like, highway roads, like, every minute or every hour is about 3 minutes, depending. When you're in the cities, it takes a lot longer. I don't know the exact math on it. People who are big American Truck Simulator enthusiasts always are trying to figure out exactly what it is with that. Okay, good. Let's drive through here. This is perfect. There's a little bit of traffic up ahead. I wouldn't expect this many people on the road at 12:34 on a Monday. On a Monday. We're probably going to make our destination by 8:23 Monday. So, pretty good, as you can see on the GPS there. Oh, no, I'm blocking most of it, so you can't see. My apologies. We also have to keep an eye on the gas. It's your job. Sorry about that, Dread Knight. I saw that there's something... Sorry, because some of the buttons are tied to the same thing. You gotta fix it every so often. Okay. Don't tell your mama that I looked off the road for a second there. You could have taken the wheel, Dread Knights. We would have been just fine. Driving through. Look at this. Man, there's so much traffic backed up there. What is going on there? It's a nice starry night, though. Look at that. Oh, gotta be careful. Gotta keep careful. Eyes on the road, eyes on the road. We can't crash our car. I can't afford another payment. I can't afford to fix this truck anymore, Dread Knights. This is my own truck, a Peterbird. I want to get eventually the Cascade one, which is considered like the best truck of all the trucks that are available in this game. However, it's quite a bit of money, so we're trying to raise those funds. I also need to buy a Christmas present this year. What do you want, Dread Knights? You want a 5090 RTX? Is that what all the girls and boys are into this year? Or you want some new cell phone? Maybe a Nintendo Switch 2? Well, if I don't get to make this delivery, none of that will be possible, Dread Knights. We gotta make this delivery. We have to save Christmas. Not only for the girls and boys, but for ourselves. Do you know how expensive it is to get a 5090 in this day and age? Do you know how expensive it is to get those new cell phones and those computers and those thingamabobs that you all enjoy? They're quite a lot of money. What is this truck driver doing in front of me? I am so scared because I wasn't sure if he was taking the turn, or if he was just wanting to go straight, if he was zigzagging, if he was a little bit drunk, you know? Don't drink and drive, girls and boys. That's very, very bad. You don't do that. Well, at least we have the road to ourselves. Nice, quiet, open road, eh? How you doing in your studies, Dread Knights? Have you been applying yourself to everything that you do? For those of you who are working, have you been applying yourself to all the jobs that you're doing? Are you doing your best? Are you believing in yourself the way that I believe in all of you here? Okay. Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Still good. Still good. Okay, which exit are we taking? We're not taking that exit, so we're staying on the Tuscan to Los Angeles. All is well. All is calm. See, just gotta listen to music. It's such a nice, peaceful vibe. 60 miles per hour. The speed limit's 55. I don't want a speeding ticket. I can't afford to take any more speeding tickets, Dread Knights. I am driving on automatic. Because if I did, like... First of all, I don't have the space for actual steering wheel setup. Second of all, I can't drive stick. Especially in video games. That's just way too difficult for me to do. Buckeye Road, 1 mile ahead. Let's slow ourselves a little bit down. I don't want to pass through one of these what are they called? Overpasses, and there's like a camera waiting to just give me a speeding ticket. That would be so annoying. That would be so unfortunate. It would cause me to crash out. Nobody wants to see me crash out on stream, definitely. I'm not crashing out, Dread Knights. Sure, maybe I haven't gotten a lot of sleep being a truck driver. Maybe I've had about 4 cups of coffee today. But I'm committed to my job. I'm committed to the road. That's why me and your mother separated, Dread Knights. I was married to my job and she just couldn't understand that. It's lonely being a truck driver in this day and age. This car swerving is concerning. This car slowing down is also concerning. Let me slow down to match its pace. That way I don't go crashing into them. Okay. Just listen to the relaxed music. I won't let the inner New Yorker come out on me, out on stream, Dread Knights. I'm not going to be one of those New York drivers. I'm driving here. Forget about it. I don't know why everybody always says that. Those are some of the worst stereotypes for people who you can tell have never lived in New York City or have ever actually interacted with people from New York City ever in their lives. Look at this driving. So peaceful. So peaceful, so serene. Until this car starts slowing down. Come on, move it. I know there's nobody behind you. Why are you driving so slow? You're not even driving at the speed limit. This truck is scaring me. It really is. It truly is. Because I'm afraid they're going to smash my truck. We haven't even made it to a destination. Look at this fool in front of us, Dread Knights. Look at this fool. He's just waiting to smash our truck. I know people like this. We got 50 miles per hour for speed limit, and we're only doing 27. 28. How much traffic is in front of us? It doesn't even look like there's that much traffic. What is going on? I'm becoming a New York driver, confirmed. There's traffic behind us, too. Why is it so slow? I want to get there, but I want to get there in one piece. And we can't drive the opposite lane because that's going the opposite direction. We're kind of stuck. Just waiting in this traffic. Man, I'll tell you, from my time of like doing TCG tournaments and traveling with friends to various different destinations around the globe, I always hate getting stuck in traffic like this. Because the one thing about me is I do get a little bit of motion sickness. So like when cars are starting and stopping exactly like this, come on, drive a little fast up. You're not gonna run into the other dude. This guy in front of us is gonna cause like an 18 car pileup. I'm gonna lose it. I gotta lose my biscuits, man. I don't want to crash out on stream, Dread Knights. Okay. Peaceful. Be peaceful. Be one with the road. Be one with the Christmas music. We can't crash out here. We need this job, Dread Knights. We gotta put food on the table. We gotta get you Christmas presents. Maybe get your mama a diamond ring. Maybe she'll come back. Maybe she'll respect what we do. I don't know. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. I cannot deal with this traffic. I gotta be honest with you, Dread Knights. It's so much traffic. It's literally simming what real life is like right now. Why is there traffic at like... What time is it? It's 2:44 in the morning. It's past your bedtime. Maybe you want to put a pillow or something, Dread Knights. And get some shut-eye. I can't have your mom screaming at us. Because I let you stay up till like 2:48 in the morning. Watching me drive and scream at other drivers on the open road. Can't have that. Gotta find our inner peace, our inner calm. This is an accident still waiting to happen. I'm gonna probably slow down a bit, even though we could do 75. Just because I don't trust the truck in front of us. 5 hours to our destination, it felt like it's taken forever just based on the traffic. Part of me really wants to switch lanes, but I'm concerned I can't really see behind me. That would be a bad idea. We'll stay in this lane. If I switch lanes, then my truck's gonna get all smashed up. That's, like, very dangerous to do, too. You should never do that in IRL. You shouldn't. I had friends who used to, when they drove, would get pissed off in the lane, and they would do those crazy swerves that you see people do. And then you're like, oh my god, I'm about to lose my life in this car. And the one thing about good old Dread is he is a bit of a backseat driver, so I will scream at people. I won't scream at them, but I'll chastise my friends like, yo, slow down! I want to live, man! You know, because the thing about driving, too, that a lot of people don't understand is, like, it's your responsibility as a driver to make sure that everybody that's inside the vehicle with you is also safe at all times. And some people tend to forget that. I had another friend that used to, like, freaking love to go speeding. And I used to stop driving around with him because, like, he would get on the highway, and because there was nobody around and there were, like, no cops and there were no... He would start, like, literally jetting with his car, and he had, like, a very good, fancy, like, sports car. I used to, like, rack my brain around, like, what the hell are you doing, bro? Don't do that. You know what? If you have the need for speed, that's fine. But when there's other people in the car with you, I'm one of those people that likes to try to obey the traffic laws. Maybe I'm just, like, too of a goody two-shoes. I was always like that growing up Dread Knights. Like, I don't do things that I know are not very becoming, you know? I always try to live life decently. I don't profess to be a great human being. I try to just be a good human being, a decent human being. And maybe that's all that matters sometimes, hopefully. I'd like to think so, in the grand scheme of things. I'm gonna slow down here because I'm definitely terrified. Oh, man. This is getting very scary. It's a New Year's song, Old Lang Syne. I'm surprised that this song is playing on the radio. This is usually something that you hear for New Year's. I don't necessarily associate it with Christmas. And what is really the song about? It's like a song about old friends, right? Is it saying not to let, like, old acquaintances be forgotten and to, like, forgive and forget, I think? If I'm not mistaken, that's supposed to be basically an interpretation of the lyrics. What do you think about that, Dread Knights? Do you think it's okay to forgive and forget? Do you think that there's just certain things that you just can't, I don't know, overcome, maybe, perhaps? That there's just certain things you can't get out of your mind? Can't forgive, perhaps? I mean, 2025 for me, I will admit, was a very interesting year. Sister Dread, you're on. I guess you could say Dread Knights. Said this a couple days back, that this was kind of a year of not being able to catch a break. I kind of feel like that too, you know? I have friendships that I reconnected with people that I hadn't reconnected with in a very long time. And it felt good to reconnect and make those reconnections with people. There were connections that became strained and difficult. And I don't know if they're necessarily severed, but they're not necessarily in the greatest of spots right now. I got some news about something that I didn't even know. I was like the last person to find out about it, which kind of made me sad, actually. I wasn't expecting to actually be that sad over it. Just because I was like the last person to know. Would have been nice to know, I guess. It was a year. It was a year. 2025, man. You know? It was a year that wasn't very kind to people, too, when I was thinking about it, you know? A lot of people that I know, left stuff that they were doing, for various different reasons. Found themselves again. Some of them lost themselves. I knew people who passed away. You know? It's been a year, and I've mentioned this before. I was very good friends with Tony Todd. He's an actor. I don't know how many of you would actually know about him in chat. He was the Candyman in the original Candyman. He also played the guy in Final Destination that was in each of them, Bloodsworth. I haven't seen the last one yet. I really need to, because I know he wrote his speech. He passed away. Cancer. It was really, really sad. He kept it under wraps for a very, very long time. You know, a really good friend of mine. We discussed art so many times over the years and what, like, the responsibility of an artist actually is. You know, because as artists, you know, people know I work in film and television industry. Well, I'm not trucking or streaming here. And, you know, we always had that discussion of, you know, artists have a responsibility to put out really good things that are not negative, to not spread negativity, to, you know, constantly try to uplift people, you know, because there's a lot of crazy things going on in the world, depending on, you know, even in this concurrent country. I think I have a friend who left this country because of stuff that was going on, which is, you know, disappointing, I guess, to say the least, but I can kind of understand why people wouldn't want to stay here anymore, considering some of the stuff that's been going on. I mean, trying to make sense of the world sometimes, you know? I always feel like everybody's got to be a little bit kinder, a little bit smarter, a little bit wiser. Maybe we don't say the first things that come to our head because we're upset. Maybe we try to think things through. Maybe we do things, have resolutions of some sort, you know? Talk to people. I don't know, call me crazy. Maybe I'm just too old-fashioned and set of my ways. You know, 2025 had a lot of deaths, too. Celebrity deaths, too. Diane Keaton. I don't think anybody was expecting to hear on the news. That's such a really good actress, too. Diane Keaton passing away. You know, Something Gotta Give, I think, is one of her really good, like, movies from recent memory. A lot of people say The Godfather. I don't want to be that guy, Dread Knights, but I'm gonna be that guy. I have never seen The Godfather movie. I don't care for The Godfather. I'm not really into mafia movies, and I know people say, like, it's the best movie ever made. I strongly disagree with that. I will say till the day that I die, the best movie ever made in my personal viewpoint, because it's my favorite movie from growing up and stuff, even though I didn't grow up in the 50s, is Godzilla 54, Gojira 54, because I like the anti-nuclear proliferation symbolism and stuff, and it's just a very powerful, dramatic movie, and I feel like, even though the special effects may be by today's standards, because everybody's used to CGI and stuff, it holds up pretty well. At least in my opinion. You know, sometimes I feel like practical special effects are still way better than anything that you can do in terms of, like, CGI. 3 hours? So we should, in theory, get to our destination pretty soon. I'm very tempted to go to Yuma just to get some gas, but I feel like we'll maybe have a different stop along the way. Because if I get off here, we're on the highway, right? So I can't get off the highway, first of all. Because we'd have to look for an exit and then turn around. And that puts us not getting to the delivery when we need to make it. And we gotta deliver these presents, right? We gotta pick them up to deliver them. So I think the most important thing to do, Drug Knights, right now is just stay, obviously. On the road, we have what? A little over a half tank of gas. We should be okay. I don't think anything's gonna go bad here. Let's turn. Let's drive. Let's just keep things chill and mellow. Alright. Well, I gotta slow down here because we're over the speed limit and I don't want to get a ticket. Okay, so we're taking this one. What song is this? Oh, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas? No! Feliz Navidad! I always laugh when people try to, like, pronounce Feliz Navidad. Because there's, like... Have you ever seen a white person try to pronounce it? It's cute, but it's also silly. Because it's like, that's not how you pronounce it in Spanish. It's Feliz Navidad. But people go Navidad. Not Navidad. Navidad. Supposed to say it quickly. Not, it's just not correct. Okay, so there's an inspection up ahead, so we're gonna slow down because we have to inspect our goods that we don't actually have. Oh, you're gonna crash my truck. Remember when I said they're gonna destroy my truck? Yes, we're pulling in for the inspection. Chill out. Ahead is a stop. We're gonna do it. We have no choice. This is part of what you do as truckers. Gotta inspect to make sure you're not, like, smuggling in anything, I suppose. Slow down. I have never seen an RV ever driving on this road. So it should be interesting. Alright, let's let this truck go. I'm hoping they speed up and that'll give us enough time when we're going through here. Good evening, Enerbig. How are you doing? Hop in the driver's seat, Dread Knight. We gotta save Christmas. We gotta make these... We gotta pick up these presents to then make these deliveries. Good evening. How are you doing, bud? Inspection is finished. Merry Christmas. I know it's early. But it's never too early to celebrate Christmas cheer. Can you hear the music? Can you feel the music? Can you feel the vibe? Do I have to do this too? I have to stop at the scale also? Why? Why? I thought this was good enough. Okay. This is like a full-on inspection. Your vehicle is not in perfect technical state. Be more careful next time. I can't afford the payments, man. This is why we're trying these jobs. This is why we're trying to do these jobs right now. How's your day been treating you, Nerbig? You doing good, I hope? Driving home from work? I'm gonna keep my eye on the road. Man, you know, I will say, something about Christmas music is getting me a little bit more sentimental this year than I was expecting. Like I said, 2025 was an interesting year for me. It was the year of reconnections. It was the year of... I don't know if I could call them breakups, maybe separations. Oh my goodness! And it switches to Mariah Carey song too. Oh boy, it's gonna be a long drive, Dread Knights. Look at the scenery. Get distracted with the scenery. You can't see good old Papa Dread crying right now. Well, look at that. Those are American Truck Simulator billboard. I will give them credit. in American Truck Simulator that they actually really did a good job of recreating California. California really looks like this. How do I know Dread for time period was in California? And it looks literally exactly like this when you're driving. I miss California sometimes, I will be honest, but it's very expensive to live in California, particularly San Francisco. I have a friend, Will. I've talked about Will on stream before. He lives in California. I think I'm taking this one. Yeah, I'm not taking the exit. But I should have taken the exit. I could have gotten some gas that we needed. 2 hours. Okay, we should be good. We're on the highway, so every 3 minutes, or every hour is like 3 minutes on the highway usually. At least that seems to be the rule of thumb. Let's drive. We're passing through El Centro. Did Dredd say that good enough? I hope so. Driving around. Oop, 55. We're doing 65 and a 55. We can't have that happen, Dread Knights. Can't crash this truck. As you saw from the inspection, our truck's all messed up and they're yelling at us. Oh, then look at this peaceful scenery with the windmills. Watch for wildlife between dusk and dawn. That's something I always hoped for in American Truck Simulator, I will be honest with you. I've always kind of hoped for, like, wildlife coming and running across. I know that's not the nicest thing, because I know we all kind of have trauma over wildlife coming and screwing up, like, a drive. You know? But it'd be kind of... It would add to, like, the simulation of American Truck Simulator. I'm dying for them to add New York as one of the maps, because I want to drive around New York, like upstate New York, and do deliveries there. Maybe even drive through the city. I don't know if we'll ever get it at this point. The last, like, DLC that they did was Missouri, I want to say? Yeah, Missouri was the last map update. I don't have any of the DLC. I have only the base game. Just because I wanted to drive around areas that I'm actually familiar with. I've never driven through Missouri. I've driven through California. I've driven through Nevada. I've driven through Arizona. Not actually driving. I've always had somebody else in the driver's seat. I don't actually drive IRL. Oh, I will admit, I am getting much better at driving in American Truck Simulator, so I don't know if all the rules in this game actually apply IRL driving, but I think I would be pretty decent at it. Good evening. Work was okay. Well, okay is a start, right, Anurbig? Like, okay is good. Okay is good, you know? At least it's not a crappy start to the Monday. You know, good old Dread is on a bit of a IRL break at the moment. So, even though I technically have more time to stream, I'm not really going to be doing a lot of... I want to stick to, like, our usual time zone. How's the Christmas music, by the way? Okay. Can you guys hear it? Because I know when I'm driving on the road, it gets a little bit loud. Let's slow down. What is this? Ooh, look at that nice rock formation. Not great. Let me put my eyes back on the road so I don't cause a car accident. Getting experience. I want to get more experience, too, because I can get, like, on the level up tree, jobs that take longer, which give me more money per hour. On top of that, they also give me ability to, like, not use as much gas in the car. Imagine if you had that in real life. The ability to just be able to not use as much gas driving around, so you could, like, spend less money. How much is gas in this day and age, too? For somebody that doesn't really drive. You know, I always will give, like, my friends gas money and stuff. The music is actually soft. I can sort of hear it. Okay, give me a second. Because it's the car itself. It's soft music, too, intentionally. It's like lo-fi. Give me 1 second to get to the world map. I'll try to loud it up a little bit more. Because I don't want it to overpower my actual voice. Let's see if that helps. I don't know if that actually... Bump it up a little bit and see if that helps everybody. Because the car is going to be loud itself. I think you might be able to hear it. It's lo-fi music. It's supposed to be very soft and chill. Alright, let's slow down. 55. 56. Let me know if that's a little bit better for you. If not, I can bump it up all the way. I just don't want it to overpower my voice. Look at the mountains. Oh, nice. Gotta slow down, I don't want to crash. What is everybody having for dinner today? I actually don't know. Oops. I always hate when I hit the select button because it does this stupid thing with the turn signals, and I can't then turn them off the right way. Give me a second. Okay, there we go. I don't know if that's supposed to be double park. On controller, it's a little difficult to do things. It's better now. Okay, good. Good. I want it to be a little bit... So what have everybody up to? How's your Thanksgiving preparations going? Everything's going well on my end. The turkey that I have in the fridge is starting to defrost nicely, so it should be ready to be prepared not too soon from now. Have the stuff for the mac and cheese. Have stuff for the candied yams. I did not get the potatoes yet. I have to get potatoes for mashed potatoes. Fresh mashed potatoes. I have frozen vegetables. I don't think, like, actual vegetables really outside, like, mashed potatoes are gonna be made. I'm not really a pie person. I don't know if anybody is. I know some people love, like, pumpkin pie. I'm not really big on pumpkin pie. I like cherry pie, but it's hard to get, like, a good cherry pie. And I'm not good at baking cherry pies. Like, I could probably bake cookies. I could probably bake a cake. I mean, I did post the pictures of the cupcakes that were made on Discord a while back. San Bernardino Valley. You know what's always funny about San Bernardino Valley? And I hate to say this. It's a place that a lot of the adult entertainment industry works in. So whenever I see that, it's like, okay, that's not our exit. So let's do the smart thing. Oh, I hate this. This is those weird turns. I'm gonna slow down just to avoid, like, messing this up, because I gotta go through here. So I'm gonna slow down because I'm driving a truck and I have a trailer attached to it. I don't want the trailer to get damaged. So, you know, we're not gonna be a speed demon here. Okay, pretty good. And we should be okay, right? Okay, good. That was pretty smooth for a guy who doesn't drive. So I don't really know where I'm gonna eat. My options are I can have some frozen burritos. Some bean burritos, so they're a little bit healthy. I can have a Nissan ramen. I'm kind of in the mood for ramen. I have these nice spicy hot garlic noodles, chicken, whatever you want to call them. They're pretty good. Come on, buddy, what are you doing? There's no traffic in front of you, I should know. Why are you driving so slow? You're doing 35 and a 55? What's in front of you? I'm afraid to switch lanes because I don't want to obviously miss or get off on the wrong exit because it'll take forever to get there then. Come on, move it. We're 42 minutes away from our destination in-game. So that'll probably be like a couple minutes. Every 10 hours in-game is about like an hour drive. So we're going to hopefully calculate this correctly for stream. If not, I might have to go into a little bit of overtime. If I do, I have a hydration. I know I've said my voice lately has been kind of killing me. Look at this dude. He's just swerving all around. I'm afraid to even get behind him at this point. This guy is going to cause an accident. I will admit his truck looks kind of cool with the black in the back. Like black and green. Have any of you actually driven a truck before? I have not, obviously, personally. I don't know if this is an actual, true, realistic experience. Ooh, look at that. That's nice. Eyes on the road. Eyes on the road. Eyes on the road. See, this is why I can't look at the scenery. Because if I look at the scenery, something bad is going to happen. Something really catastrophic could happen. I can't afford that. Alright. Slow down. It looks like we might be able to get gas at the next exit, which I think might be a good idea. If not on our way back from picking up the supplies, we might be able to do it. It's better now. Oh, it looks like... You know, we're going to make a pit stop to get the gas. I don't think we necessarily need it, but that way I don't have to, on my way back, come back through here. Oh my goodness, that car. I almost crashed into that. Why do you open that? That's service road, is it? Dinner for you was a burger. What type of burger did you have? Regular plain burger, cheeseburger, bacon burger? I gotta see if I can get off the exit here a second to get the gas. I know GPS is not gonna like me doing this. Oh god. But I need gas, and then we'll get back on the road. It's actually probably better this way because I won't like F up the turn. What type of burger? I'm not really too big into burgers these days because I just don't care for, like, ground beef. If that makes sense. I was actually here before. I was actually making deliveries in this area before. Double bacon cheeseburger. American cheese? Or Swiss cheese? I always used to like Swiss cheese on my burgers. How do I get in here? Buddy. You're gonna screw my car up. I can't afford to make any more payments and repairs. I'm trying to save up for a new truck. A really good truck. Nice, peaceful music. I don't know what this Christmas song is. Any of you know? It's nice and peaceful vibes. How you like the hat? You're gonna be seeing my mini Christmas sweaters. Just American. I like Swiss cheese. I used to like, before I kind of lost like the taste for ground beef, I used to love like pizza burgers. So basically they're, you know, regular burger with American cheese. Is this parking? Is this where I can get gas? No, it's the make you think that that's the gas station. Reality, you have to go to the truck stop. I think this truck is going for the same thing I need, which is gas. I hope we're not like delivering the same route. Come on, buddy. I'm so afraid of this truck. I really am. Come on, we need to make those deliveries. We gotta save Christmas. Did you see that? He just disappeared into the lot. I have never seen that. Well, that is definitely not the authentic experience. Alright, this one looks like the safest one to drive through where I'm not gonna, like, cause any problems, hopefully. Question mark, question mark. Alright, let's get some gas, because we'll make the we'll pick up the delivery, and then hopefully we'll be able to make it. We gotta save Christmas. If we fail this delivery, Christmas is over. We won't get to eat. You won't get your 5090 graphics card, Dreadnights. And I won't be able to give the engagement ring to your mother. Maybe she'll take me back. I'm surprised she even let me visit you with you. At this point. Our scheduled visit, but I had to take you on the road with me because I gotta make ends meet. You know how it is? It's tough being a papa in this day and age. I am so afraid of that truck. I'm gonna let him pass through first. Because I don't want him to crash into me. I'm trying to find where the exit is, too. I can't see thanks to him. Is it this way? It looks like it's this way. Okay, good. Always trying to get gas can be a bit of a stop sign. I know, we're supposed to stop. Oh, it's another one. That's actually like my truck. I wish I could show you. Maybe when we're parked somewhere, I can show you. Alright, that area is sealed off because that's DLC. That takes you to a different highway where you can go to a certain area. How is everybody, though? You know? Are you excited for this week? Are you excited for Thanksgiving? A lot of cooking's gonna be going on here. You know? Because Thanksgiving's about, like, stuffing your face and then feeling bad about it afterwards. I suppose. I don't know. Holidays for me always is a little kind of mixed bag, you know? Think about the friends that have passed away that I had. Think about loved ones. Think about friends that, you know, are around. Ones that may not be around for whatever reason. It's a melancholic type of season. Alright. I'm driving. Driving. Hitting the road. Downtown. We're gonna save Christmas, I swear, Dreadnights. We're gonna do it this time. I should service the truck, but I don't wanna... We're 4 minutes away from our destination. We should pick stuff up instead of doing, like... Okay, stop sign! Stop! Alright. Now I make the signal, right? So the cars will stop, hopefully. I see that Jeep, and I'm scared. I don't want that Jeep crashing into me. You know? Okay, let's go. This is nice and safe, nice and smooth. I don't like this turn, though. This turn's going to be pretty sharp, so I'm going to slow down. Okay, so this is where we're going to pick up the cargo. I don't know what we're delivering. Somebody told me it was supposed to be toys, right? Is it this one? No, it's the next gate, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yep, that's the gate where we're picking it up from. Come on, open that gate. Sometimes I drive through these gates, and then it, like, runs the truck through. Man, car accidents are stressful, are they not? Stop. Enter. Alright, we are going for cargo. Alright. Are we going for cargo or are we going for freight? Let me double check. Which ones make it? No, we're going cargo. Because that's the one with the truck. That's why I have the trailer attached. Cargo. Alright, let's see. This one's a 6-hour drive. So that's going to be a little less than an hour. We're going to take it. Take that job. Alright. Now, this part is going to be not very realistic, and I apologize ahead of time for that. But because I'm terrible at loading, Because, like, I'd have to get out and load. I'm just gonna let it auto-load for us. That way we can save time. Just American cargo. Yeah, but pizza burger is good. Regular burger, mozzarella cheese, tomato sauce. How do you get your burger, Big? How do you like your burgers done? Do you like it well done, medium rare? Well, raw, not raw, but rare. I like my burger, like, when I used to like burgers, mostly I eat steak in this day and age, I liked medium well, where it's not exactly fully cooked, but it's not also, like, bleeding in it. Alright, let's stop. Okay, good. Alright. Gonna turn the turn signal on. I think I can go now. Hopefully nothing crashes into me. And then I manifested that. What were you doing, bro? I had the turning signal on. Oh, right when we pick up the cargo, too. Right on cue. Rare, same with steak, yeah. You know, I just kind of... I need it to not be, like, fully cooked, because I just feel like it loses when you do well done a lot of the flavor. Maybe that's just me and my personal preferences. But I feel like there's no traffic light, so I should be good to drive here. I hope. If not, I'm gonna get, like, a parking ticket. So I think about that stuff, you know. So that's how I like it. Like, obviously, when it comes to pork, it's a way different story. You gotta cook your pork, because if not, you'll get, like, freaking tapeworms. You know what I've been in the mood for a while? Like, some Italian sausages. But in the supermarket, there haven't been really any good ones to actually make. I know, I post a lot of them in our food Discord about the stuff that, like, is made. Yeah, I had some Wendy's yesterday, and I'll be honest with you. It was, by far, some of the worst Wendy's that I ever had. I got the Wendy's. I probably should have checked it. I didn't check it. I got home. The Wendy's chicken tenders were completely burnt to a crisp. The sandwich was mostly cooked until I got to a part at the end of it where I went to take a bite of it. You know how, like, you can kind of always tell when a chicken sandwich isn't cooked all the way because it gets, like, rubbery in a spot where you bite into it and it's rubbery and it just doesn't seem like it? There's that. You know, it wasn't that cool. So, yeah, it was kind of gross, to be honest with you. I had a cheese baked potato. That was the only thing I ate, too. Like, I figured out why, lately, like, with streaming and stuff, like, voice-wise, I haven't been hydrating. And that's the thing that's going on. I know a lot of people maybe have been concerned, thinking that maybe, like, I have, the nodes and stuff that a lot of other people are affected by. To my knowledge right now, I'm not affected by that. It's really just a bit a matter of hydration. I haven't been hydrating very well. So, I haven't been eating very well, too, because I've just, like, skipped a lot of meals. I've been stressed out, and when I'm stressed out, I don't really eat as much. You know? Slow down so we don't get a speeding ticket here. So I found out the solution to the problem. I should probably do this right now. Now I'm thinking about it. I'm going to pause here a second. I need to stay hydrated during stream a lot. So this job pays $20,000, which is good because I need to, like, take a look at what trucks we're missing. I want to get a special truck that can do, like, heavier gigs. But I think I need to put in a new garage, so I'll probably have to buy a garage. I could take a bank loan out in the game. I've been trying to avoid that for my career. I've been trying to just do everything as a startup. You know? Started working with, like, rental trucks. That eventually bought my actual truck. Such a peaceful game, too. You could drive through the you know, just driving around, look at the scenery. I don't know, some people don't like this game. It's funny. Like, there is also Euro Truck Simulator. I don't have that one. Again, I've never been to anywhere in Europe. Generally, like, the only places I've been to is Japan, and I've been to basically every state in the United States at this point, but I've never visited Europe. If I were to ever visit Europe, one of my destinations definitely to go to would be, I would say, London. I'm not really into Rome because I don't care for that type of stuff. France, I don't think I would like the food. Rome, I would probably obviously like the food. I do like pasta, I do like pizza, even though I'm a misconception. The pizza in Rome is not the same as, like, the pizza that you see here in America. Just like if you go to Japan, the pizza in Japan is not the same as over here either. Like, they have Domino's over there, and they have Pizza Hut over in Japan, but it's not the same. They use different ingredients, and everything, too, in Japan is there's different like sodium levels and stuff, so things taste way different compared to American food. Um, like I a long time ago too. Like I know somebody asked me if I would ever like live in Japan here on stream, and it's been one of those things where I got to be honest with you. I probably like I visited it many times. You know, it's like one of those things where it's nice to visit, but it's not a place I'd like to live. Just because obviously I was raised here, and I've spent time among the culture and stuff, and I know just generally it's not something that would probably make me happy. I know it's kind of funny, but for a guy who always says, it makes the joke, I'm living in the wrong country because of all the other cool stuff that Japan gets and stuff, but I don't know. And there was an interesting study too. I was reading this on the internet. This is not like a made-up stat, but there was a recent survey done about how Japanese people feel about Americans living in their country, and it was a resounding negative sentiment. Because, every country has a little bit of ethnocentrism. Unfortunately, even here in our country now, there's some crazy stuff going on. The amount of food coloring in American food is concerning sometimes. I will agree with you on that. I will agree with you 100% big. I told this ironically in the last American Truck Simulator stream that we did, where a lot of the like American food had like a lot of food dyes in it that they had to even remove certain food dyes because they caused like males and women to be like sterile, not able to have kids, and other things like you can tell sometimes when food items. I'm staying on this, not on going on the exit. That's DLC exit anyway. You can tell when food items are like colored with food coloring and it's not like natural. Like you'll even get like a chicken sandwich, a spicy chicken sandwich. You're like, a spicy chicken sandwich doesn't look this orange. Like if I were to cook a chicken sandwich myself at home, like the breadcrumbs are gonna come out brown, yeah, because if you cook it, depending how long you cook it. But like if I put spices on it, it's not gonna be red and thing. Sometimes it's kind of concerning what we put into our bodies in terms of processed food. Because as much as I love sandwiches, I could eat a sandwich like any day of the week usually. Cold cuts and stuff, processed stuff is kind of, And the other thing too is like in this day and age, Dread Nights, it's so hard to eat healthy. It's so expensive to eat healthy, and it's so expensive to like make food and do groceries and stuff. I've told the story, of like doing groceries. Average grocery trip here in New York City for one day's worth of food, depending on how many people you feed, can cost you anywhere in the upwards of... Are you guys still with me? Anywhere in the upwards of $80, sometimes $50 to $80. Just to be able to... If you want to, like, cook meal and you want to cook meal for a date, let me pause a second. I want to see if OBS is okay. Are you guys with me still? Is OBS being a little bit kooky? It looks like YouTube might be doing some YouTube things, which I apologize for. Hopefully it'll just pass. Please bear with it. I don't have control over what YouTube does sometimes. Hopefully it gets better. Let's slow down. Alright. How's it going? Let me pause here a second because I'm a little concerned. Sorry about that. YouTube sometimes will do YouTube things. It was YouTube, I noticed. I paused here a second so you guys could catch up a little bit. YouTube be YouTube sometimes. I don't have control over that. Alright, make sure I don't miss the exit here. I'm going here, so I gotta be careful. Hopefully YouTube will behave itself. Come on. I'll check your chat in a minute, Big. I'm sorry, because that's a long word of text and I don't want to crash my car. Let me see. Drive here. As for Japanese, the current batch... I can't read that. I'm sorry, bro. You gotta wait a second. Let me pause. I don't want to be rude. As for the Japanese, the current batch of American tourists don't help. Johnny Smalley was on a train telling random people they deserve... Ooh, I can't even say that on stream. Yeah, that's not cool. Yeah, that too. Yeah, I understand that contributes greatly to it. YouTube is acting on... Yeah, I don't have control over that. Hopefully it'll just pass. But yeah, the Johnny Somali thing, that's just terrible. It's just terrible. That guy, like, there's a lot of people that go to other people's countries just to act like the fool. And then do things, and then that just causes more anti-sentiments among a lot of people. Seems to be working now, yeah. Like I said, it's not a me thing, it's a YouTube thing, and YouTube will be YouTube sometimes. You just gotta, like, let it rock sometimes, and just chill to the vibe. It's unfortunate, it happens every so often. Alright. 8-hour drive. Did I ever turn off the lights? Probably didn't. Make sure I do that so I don't get, like, an actual traffic violation. But yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. And there's been people who are doing that in our countries too. It's not just him. You know, but I don't think you should ever go to somebody's country and say something of that nature, something so horrendous. I don't know what's up with people sometimes in the stuff that they say, man. I've seen some people say some really horrible stuff to human beings. I don't know, maybe. I feel like maybe the problem is, like, internet culture. I know people are going to get mad at me for saying this. But I feel like internet culture, people have spent so much time being terminally online that they've forgotten, especially, like, during the pandemic. Nova Akemi actually made a good point. She's a good VTuber. She plays TCGs. I recommend you check her out. She's really, really good at TCGs. If you think I'm good at TCGs, they're just as good. And she brought up a very good point a couple streams back. I think she did a Twitch stream where she said this. Where people... She felt like the reason people are acting the fool in real life, but also on the internet, has to do with the pandemic that happened. So, you know, in the pandemic, people were locked away in front of their computers all the time, being terminally on the internet. And because they were terminally on the internet, what ended up happening was they adopted this, like, streaming culture of etiquette. So now people go outside, or they'll go on the internet, or they'll go on things, and they'll act like everything's an actual stream. And there's that lack of social awareness. There's that lack of... that if you say something to somebody, or you do a bit about somebody that way, that it's gonna, like, actually, you know, hurt, or that it's not cool, or, like, if you did this in, like, an IRL thing, it would not be, like, acceptable. And then you have incidents like that guy, John Somali, whatever you call him, where he, you know, goes on the internet, you know, spends his time being an internet, I don't want to call him celebrity, but, you know, 15-minute of famer, and, you know, that's why you happen. You know? It's crazy how people have lost, like, that social awareness, I guess is the word that I'm looking for, as to, like, how you act in real life versus how you act on the internet. Like, I had somebody that doesn't even know me, really, that was criticizing, like, the fact that I do pro gaming on the side. And I remember the words that were told indirectly to me was, get a skill buddy. Meanwhile, this person has never sat down and had a conversation with me. And most people that actually do know that I was a journalist for over 13 years. Covered a lot of different things, both in game journalism as well as media journalism. And, you know, I went and traveled, you know, to various different places around the globe and around the United States, covering cons and doing things. I was considered one of the most respected people in my industry, to the point where people still are trying to get me to go back to that industry, to do gigs, to do jobs, to do things of that nature. You know, and also I do film and television stuff. A lot of you don't know I did have something related to Night of the Living Dead that I did. I talked about it briefly, but I filmed, like, viral campaign stuff for Night of the Living Dead, and had, like, the blessing of George Romero's son at the time period when I did that. You know, I've done other things. A lot of people don't know this about me, but I've done some stuff for old network that's no longer around, G4 Television, as well. You know, back in the day, I've done tons of freelances things. A lot of people don't know I worked at one time period for the Otaku.com. I'm an actual pretty seasoned veteran writer, seasoned actual journalist, and, you know, as well as a pretty decently respected person in the film and television industry, that just so happens to do, you know, pro gaming stuff on the side. So when I heard something of, like, get a real skill buddy, it just, like, was an interesting comment to make, because, like, if you don't really know somebody, how can you really judge them? And that's an interesting thing, really, like, when it comes to the internet stratosphere Dread Knights, is that I feel like sometimes people often see, like, one aspect of a person from social media, or like they'll see something from stream and then they'll think, well, this is completely the only thing that this person cares about or completely thinks about or completely talks about and stuff. And a lot of you don't know that. Yeah, sometimes I will practice games, but it's not like the amount of game time that I actually do is usually like on stream for the 2 hours that we usually go, and then outside of on stream it's usually for maybe like an hour or two to prep in the evening for something I'm going to do later on. And then it might be like, if I have free time in the morning, depending if I'm not doing a gig or something, I'll prep like an hour or two there. And then the rest of the stuff is like doing VTuber model stuff, as well as just like, you know, working on title cards, working on schedules and stuff. So, you know, I have quite a lot of skill. Thank you, I guess. You know, it was just an interesting statement, but it kind of goes to show you sometimes how, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. Narrow-minded, I guess, people can be sometimes on the internet. And again, I think it goes back to that whole thing of just like, people don't know how to act like people anymore, I guess, you know? People don't know how to be chill. You know, because we've got into the age on the internet where I think people just like act cruel or say the most like interesting of things without really thinking about what they're saying. You get me? You get what I'm feeling, Dread Knights? Also remember people doing pull-ups and what are Tory gates? What are pull-ups and Tory gates? And pull-ups? Pull-ups and Tory gates, like, can you please elaborate there? I'm a little bit lost, Big. What exactly is a pull-up and a Tory gate? This music is so cozy. It's only a 35 speed limit here? Why so slow? Why so slow? Why on this? Bakersfield. That is actually one of the worst parts of California, I will tell you. I've been to Bakersfield. Bakersfield at night is like being in the worst part of the hood. I'm not like knocking it. No disrespect to anybody that lives in Bakersfield. It's pretty crazy over there. Okay, we're in a speed limit of 70, but on my GPS it says 55, so I think we should probably focus on 55. You know? Okay, so we're taking the exit here. Going to San Francisco. I could visit my buddy Will if we keep going this way. I don't know if we're at Sacramento that we're doing. We could also probably drive over here. Torii gates are those gates loading up to temples. People saw them as pull-up bars. That is so disrespectful because those temples are very important in Japanese culture. Have any of you ever been? I might have botched the spelling. No worries about that. I'm only a grammar Nazi to Sister Dread. Because Sister Dread always does something that I don't like, where she's like, Sister, Niece Dread and me. And I'm like, it's not Niece Dread and me. It's Niece Dread and I. But it's okay. Don't worry about grammar and spelling in chat. You don't have to worry about stuff like that. Yeah, that's disrespectful to a Japanese temple, considering all Japanese temples, for the most part, are based on Shintoism. So you're disrespecting spirits and stuff by going into those. Have any of you ever been to a Japanese shrine? Like the ones where you make a wish? There's Japanese love shrines. There's Japanese ones where you wish for prosperity and stuff. Those are pretty cool. Where you burned like the parchment and you make the wish and you do the clap. Have you ever made a wish on one of those? Those are always pretty interesting. Always pretty interesting. You know? The other thing too, going back to the thought about like skills and stuff, I feel like everything can be a skill depending on what you do with it, right? Like anything can be a skill if you monetize it, right? Because look at how many people are actually like VTubers and have their channels monetized and they get to basically play like a anime character on the internet for all intents and purposes and get paid for that. Does that mean that stuff like that's not like a real skill? I mean, if being very good at video games is not a skill, wouldn't that mean also like VTubing wouldn't be considered a skill? I'm not saying it's not a skill. What I'm saying is that it's an interesting thought process to me. I mean, if one thing is a skill but one thing's not a skill, but they're basically, for all intents and purposes, almost the same thing. And I'm not being mean. I'm just, I'm engaging in this interesting debate, honestly. Because I wish, I'll be honest with you, to the person that made that comment, I wish I could talk to them directly. Because I would really love to have like an interesting, well-spirited debate over bourbon as to what is considered a skill and what's not considered a skill, and try to maybe show them a different aspect of it, right? You know? I would love to talk to that person. I really would. I will never have the opportunity to. But I would love to get the thought process, because I feel like maybe in certain retrospects, we're actually quite alike. Which is why I always find it interesting. You can always find, like, even in differences of appearances, some similarities to people. It's just you gotta find the middle ground and talk to them. Like, I have friends, you know, obviously, who, you know, I lately have been closer towards the left side of things politically, but I'm usually generally in the middle. I have people who are on the right side of things. I don't necessarily agree with their opinions, but I have the capacity as a human being to understand that everybody has the right to disagree, right? Um, so I find the middle ground there too, right? Like, I know some people who are very religious. I'm not religious, but they're very good people. I don't necessarily believe in the same religious values, but I respect their decisions and stuff, because it's just kind of like part of being an adult. I think part of being an adult, really, a responsible adult at least, is being able to see, like, different viewpoints of how things are, respect the opinions, and maybe be able to find some type of middle ground too. And maybe that's the problem in this world. Maybe this is why people don't really get along on the internet, because we can't find a middle ground to things, right? Like, two things could be true at the same time too. Like, I could love something, but I could also, like, dislike something, because I don't like to use the word hate. Hate is not a word that I usually use in my dictionary, because hate is so strong of, like, an emotion to have, right? If you get what I'm feeling, if you're picking what I'm putting down. So, you know, when I think about stuff like that, it's like I don't have the capacity to hate. I have the capacity to feel sometimes disappointed in things. I have the capacity to try to want to understand things, and, you know. But hate is too strong. So, like, but two things could be true at the same time. You could like something and dislike something, because you could love certain elements of something, but you can also dislike something or elements about it. And I think what's important, and this happens even on the internet, right? Like, people hate certain games, right? But they'll love certain aspects of a game, but they'll hate certain games. Like, I think even in a bad game, you can truly find something you generally dislike, right? Like, you generally dislike something. Like, in American Truck Simulator, I dislike sometimes the way how the cars behave. I don't like necessarily... Oops, didn't mean to turn that on. I don't like necessarily sometimes that the cars will erratically swerve and stuff of that nature. It causes me a lot of anxiety, you know? But I love the aesthetic of the road and being able to simulate a truck driving experience for somebody who doesn't drive. I really enjoy this type of thing and this type of vibe and mellow, and the fact that this game allows me to be able to do more of a just chatting stream with you, as opposed to just having to focus so heavily on the road. This is why I like American Truck Simulator streams too, because I can chat a lot. I like simulator games in general. Like, I would love to do Water Park Simulator at some point, even though I know the fad has probably already died out, but that looks like it could be a fun title. I saw Saba and Randon play that for a while. I thought it was pretty cool. I was hoping Saba actually was going to go back to playing it at some point, but I understand, like, it did pretty much everything you could really do in the game, so once you get, like, the feel to it. Also, by the way, I don't know if I can do this, but I'm going to do it anyway, because it's my stream, my rules. Wish you a very, very good recovery. Okay. Moving through here, nice and peaceful. So, you know, what do you guys think about the stuff that I've been talking about, though? I really would like to hear your opinions on stuff, just so I know maybe if I don't feel way. You see there's a movie theater simulator now? No, I didn't actually see it. Can you send me that in Discord? That would be interesting to see. It's probably like a usual $10 game, I would assume. I don't know if I'd want to do that. I actually worked in a movie theater for about a week. To pay for a college application I was doing at the time. That was when I was going for Hunter. Okay, should I say this on stream? That was when I was for Hunter College, right? So I worked in a movie theater. I was gonna do seasonal movie theater gig on the internet. So it was gonna be movie theater. And the movie theater gig I was an usher. And during my first week of being an usher, It was okay, you know, it's the usual stuff. You have to lift heavy garbage, and they like to make you do ticket taking and stuff. But as it's been mentioned before, good old Dredd is not the tallest of dudes. You know, I'm on the shorter end of the stick. Some might consider me a short king. And what ended up happening to me is the first week there, right? They couldn't get me a blazer that actually fit me. So eventually they got me one that was too small for me. And what ended up happening was the person who was my manager at the time called me a hobbit. That I looked like a hobbit in the thing. And I know he was kind of joking around, but I was like, I'm not going to tolerate this type of stuff at the workplace. You know, so I was like, that's just a level of disrespect you don't do. He could have said it was too tight. He called me a hobbit because of my height, as well as just how tight the clothes were. So, at the end of the week, I collected my paycheck, which was a pretty crappy paycheck. It was only like $125 for the week. And on top of that, like I worked there 2 weeks, 2 weeks, right? Because you get paid bi-weekly there. So I worked there for 2 weeks. The first week, there was the Hobbit comment. The second week, they had me just doing, thank you for coming to Lowe's, restrooms or exits are to your left and the right, have a good night. And I had to say that for 8 hours when people were getting out of the movies. I'd have to go into the movies to check for quality control. Never really got to do ticket taking because I guess I wasn't tall enough, they thought. Never got to do concession stands because everybody that were the favorites got to do that. So I basically didn't really get to do anything significant at the movie theater, to the point that I, A, was called a hobbit, and B, I just felt like there wasn't anything going on that was of a significant value. So I collected my paycheck, and then I sent an email saying that I had decided to start school a little bit earlier and that I wouldn't be coming back for the season. I kind of already knew Dread Knights, to be honest with you too, back then, that like they weren't going to keep me there for the season for it anyway, because like there were times when I was coming in the second week and like they had overbooked people to work that day, and they were like, oh well, somebody's got to go home, I guess Dread's going home for the day. So I was like, okay, you know, at that point you kind of already know they're not going to pick you for the season, so why waste your time at that job, right? You know, it's kind of like at an internship sometimes too. You know, like I was at an internship where it was like one of the worst internships I ever did. Thank you for linking that in the Discord, Big. I will check it out when I can after stream. I think we have to take this exit right now. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to hit the turn signal on. I'm gonna assume we're supposed to. Okay, good. This is pretty chill. Pretty good vibe here. Alright, yeah. So, with that being said, though, you know, I worked in a studio. It was for a college that actually I was going to college for. A legitimate, though, like, television cable network. And what ended up happening there was a lot of, favoritism, I guess is the best way to put it. And depending on the ethnicity that you were, depended on whether you would get treated well there or not. Unfortunately for me, my ethnicity was not one that was very well welcomed there. I don't want to say there was racism that went on there, but there was a little bit of low-key prejudice, perhaps. So I knew already there that they gig... Like, I'll just tell a little bit of the story, right? So there was a day where we were supposed to do camera work. Not camera work. We were supposed to come in as the interns because what we did was usually what's called a production assistant. This was like while I was earning my college degree for film and television that I have. And what ended up happening was one day, a lot of the people called out that were the camera people and the people who were actually the crew people. They called out, and they called out, like, and didn't show up, like, 15 minutes before the shoot was supposed to happen. So, what ended up happening was the person who was the director of the day was very, very upset in a bad mood already. So, we get put on to do camera work, right? Mind you, the people who were supposed to set up all the cameras for the studio that day didn't show up. And the people who were in charge of everything, God forbid they could actually get their hands dirty like you're supposed to do as a good director or a good producer, because sometimes you have to go down there and flip cables yourself and stuff when, you know, you have to wear multiple hats in the industry, like I say, and as many other people say. This place was really unprofessional, too. What ended up happening was they had a mess of cables and stuff. So during a shoot for a program that actually aired on cable television, yes, I've done camera work for cable television programs, not just there, but other things. What ended up happening was the director's like, truck left. Now, for those of you who don't know, truck left basically means that you move the tripod that the camera's attached to the left with you. Now, I couldn't do that because all the cables are wrapped up. So I'm trying to tell the person very quietly via the microphone headset that you have to work through because they give you direction as to what you're supposed to do. I cannot do this because their cables are blocking and I can't move the cables, so you have to hold the shot there. And they got pissed off and they're yelling at me in the thing. But keep in mind, Dread Knights, that as somebody who had obviously a decent amount of experience already at that point, if I truck left, the camera's going to tilt over. I'm going to break a $20,000 camera that will like completely be destroyed. And this is during a live television program that's airing live, mind you. It's not being recorded. This is airing live at the moment because that's how the shows were shot at that time period. Okay, so it's the next one that went in. So at the end of that, we get into a shouting match of it. So because it was an internship and stuff, I actually went back to the person who was in charge of the internship program for that and made a formal complaint about how this person was acting unprofessional, and I was trying to explain to them. Like, they were literally, after the shoot was over, trying to like belittle me, and I brought up the fact to them that, hey, I'm an intern here, I'm not getting paid for this, I could walk out right now if you want, like, and you won't have anybody for the day to do the rest of the stuff. You know, it's not my fault that your camera people didn't come in to do their job. It's not my fault that you were very unprofessional and didn't decide to like help clean up the studio before the shoot. You know what? You were sitting in the back with all your people for a long time. You could have at least called us in to clean that up, but you didn't do that because you were too busy yapping and didn't want to do your job for the day. So I went and told the person about this, and they actually contacted CUNY. Oh, I gave it away. It was a certain network. I can't say the rest of what network it is, but it's a cable network that's available. And they got into a bit of trouble with it. And after that day, there was a lot of animosity that was always towards me. So on the last day that I was supposed to do something, they sent me down to the basement to set up lighting gear with somebody that they couldn't stand who actually works there as like the lighting director. So the whole day I had to basically spend taping cables, getting things prepared. And when they all left, they turned off my key card. Now, in order to get access into this building to be able to actually leave, I had to actually use a key card to get in and out. So what ended up happening was I was locked inside the studio for a while, and if it hadn't been that there was a actual engineer, because they have engineers in the studio that have to stay overnight to make sure that these studios are okay and stuff, I would have been locked in there the whole night as like revenge for people acting like, for all intents and purposes, a-holes, because they didn't like me for the fact that I actually told that this was like a toxic work. It really was a toxic work environment. It was people of one specific ethnicity that all hung out together, and if you were of different ethnicities, they didn't like you, and they would try to like bully you and make your time and experience there at the internship terrible. The good part about this story is because I do speak up about things. That's always kind of how I've always been in the world. I was able to change stuff at that internship program. So when they sent people the next year and they sent people over the next, things had changed dramatically there so that it wouldn't be the case. I can also tell you a story. I have to make this turn. I hope this is not going to get us in trouble or break the car because it can't. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no, no. Okay. Okay, modern problems require modern solutions. Pardon the view. I don't want to have to drive through the exit again. Stop, 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 stop. Stop, stop. We don't want to damage the trailer. Get back to the right view. This is what I get talking about that story, but it's okay. And Nerbig said, everybody has... I hope I can get up this hill. I'm stuck. I guess we're gonna go the long way. I'm gonna have to take the exit there. I'm so mad. I don't want to do that. I have no choice. Don't do driving like I did. Okay. Yeah, everybody has those figs, but it was so toxic there. And I can tell a nurse story from there because this happened after I left. There was a guy that I was really close buddies with that I still talk to from that internship because he was a gamer like me and was really, really heavy into film and stuff. Actually, one of the things I shot for Night of the Living Dead, we did together. He was like my co-producer, co-director for it. And one of the things is that when he was leaving from that place, he got fired from the job because they accused him of going out and drinking on the job, which wasn't actually the case. And I hate to say that it was one of those things where they were stereotyping him because he was Hispanic. Because I don't like to say that that's the case, but it was really that case. Because he was Hispanic, they were stereotyping. And they had like some, I don't know, weird agenda where they just wanted people who were of a certain ethnicity to only work there. If you were somebody that was like a minority, or you were somebody that was ironically of the 1%, as they would say, they didn't want you working there. It's crazy, like, what you think about. And this is workplace environment, so it's kind of sad because, you know, people tell you that, like, toxic, like, people don't act like high schoolers and people in elementary school in the workplace. That's gotta be us, because it's not the case. I don't know why, but, like, a lot of stuff is, like, toxic work environments wherever you go. Even to a lesser degree, sometimes here in the VTuber space, it's like that. I was hearing about a recent drama that was going on that somebody shared it with in a Discord that I'm in, of some, like, VTuber corporation called Lucky 7 EN, which I've never heard of. That it's a small VTuber corporation, apparently, and there's, like, some weird corporate... Well, I have the green turn. Why do I get the traffic violation there? Somebody who actually drives explained that one to me. But what ended up happening was, like, apparently there's this whole crazy espionage thing, and, like, people... It's Vij Sojo, but way worse in types of what happened with it. Oh, I had a car, yeah. I had a trailer. My trailer almost got messed up there. Thankfully, it's only, like, 1% damage. You're gonna have to service this car at some point. I had a coworker that would show up drunk to the point he threw up. He didn't last. Yeah, I don't understand when people show up to jobs and they get drunk at the job, although I will tell you, people who know me for a long time also know that I did bartending / barbanking for a little bit, also to pay for college for the first, well, to pay for, like, applications and stuff for college for the first degree. And during that time period, I will tell you, like, I have seen bartenders that would literally drink on the job. Now, anybody that doesn't know anything about bars, like, the number one rule of bartending is that if you're bartending, you cannot drink on the job. Because if you drink on the job, A, you're impaired, so how are you properly measuring things? 2, it could go very, very badly for you because you're basically drinking away the person who's the owner's profit. 3, it's just kind of a bad look, too. You usually wait till after you're off the clock to do. So, you know, ironically, if you're a barback, they'll also give you beers, too. So, I've been in some crazy situations where I've had to, like, drink on the job. There was one time where I did something film and television related, and the person wanted me to, like, drink on the job with them, and because it was, like, a big, like, you know, a significant, like, network person and client and stuff, I had to. I've been in a job interview too, I kid you not, I'm not making the story up, where the person in the job interview wanted me to take a shot with them. Because they're like, yeah, you're a cool guy, take a shot with me. And I had to take the shot, I guess, you know? I was going to take the job anyway, because it was a really bad job, and it was like one of those, I didn't have the lights on. Everything's adding up now, man. They're messing with our money, Dread Knights. They're messing with our money. We're not going to be able to deliver these presents. So, like, you know, what are you going to do there? I was going to take the gig anyway. It was, like, one of those things that ended up being, like, a film and television pyramid scheme, which does happen quite a bit. There was one time I didn't take the gig, but I went on, like, 5 interviews for this job. And then during the last interview for it, they were like, yeah, there's going to be times sometimes where you get unbillable hours. I'm like, well, what's unbillable hours mean to... What does that exactly mean? Because that's an expression that I've never heard professionally. They're like, oh, well, sometimes you're going to have to work like a week of 40 hours without getting paid. And I was like, oh, I'm not getting paid if I take this job whenever you feel like it? Yeah, that's not happening. It's not happening. And I said immediately right then, yeah, I'm sorry, this is not the position for me. I got to get paid. That's kind of the point of, like, working and stuff. I can't do freebies. Like, I can't tell you this, how many times where I've had people, because I work in film and television, obviously I can edit videos, I can do other things, where somebody will ask me to work for free. They're like, oh, come on, bud, you could do it. You could do it, you could work for free, you know, we're pals and stuff. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not working for free for you. You know, I have to put money on the table myself. I need things too. The stuff that I do sometimes, like, if you knew how hard it is to, like, actually video edit a gig together, or to, like, splice a movie together, and you have to spend hours and hours sitting at a computer screen, splicing that together, making sure music and stuff is right. Like, I'm not going to do that for free, man. You're going to have to pay me. And something also that people love to do, and it always grinds my gears, is they'll ask you to... They'll offer you, like, IMDb credit. And it's like, what the beep is, like, IMDb credit gonna do for my resume? I'm not gonna work for free. That's freaking crazy, man. And on top of that, like, if you're somebody that's offering gigs to people, like, it's really scummy to not, like, offer them any, like, paid compensation to. It's just not what you do, man. Alright, we ranked up here. We delivered the gifts, Dread Knights. We saved Christmas. We saved Christmas. Let's see, what can we do? Fuel economy, that would help. This would give us more distance. So we get higher reward, which I kind of need that too right now. I'm gonna see, how much time have we been streaming for? 6:18, right? So it's 6:18. We've been streaming for an hour and 32 minutes. I'm gonna try to take, like, a small gig if possible. We might not be able to finish this gig on stream today, depending. Okay? So let's temper our expectations, because there's a couple of things I need to do before I can take the job. Right? I have to get some gas, right? Let's see if there's one here that I can... We're already here. We could probably take a freight market. 5 hour... 2 hours... Let's do the 2 hour one. Right? It's here. We're gonna take the gig, but we also have to get some gas on the way back. It's an hour and 28 minutes. Oh, it's not here? Oh, I thought it was here. Okay, so we're gonna drive somewhere. We might not be able to do this one on stream, but we'll at least drive to the destination. We'll get some gas along the way. We'll chill with ride. But they're paying you an exposure. I can't tell you how many times I've heard that. I cannot imagine being drunk at 6 in the morning myself. 6 a.m. or 6 p.m. As, funny story, not so funny story, I've been, there was a time where I used to do, like, game stuff, like, game meetups and stuff. Oh, that's not the turn. What am I doing? Where's the gas, too? Like, let's think about this really smart before we, let's check the world map. That's the desktop. Where's the map? That's not the map. Let's see world map. I want to get some gas. Where's the closest gas station? That way. We're gonna make a... Oh, there's a gas station over there. We should be fine. I hope. If not, we made a bad error. I think we should be good with that amount of tank. This is what? It's a 2 hour drive from there? Yeah, we should be able to make that. And then we'll get the gas. We'll be good. We'll be good. I just want to double check, you know, because you never know. You know. But yeah, paid in exposure is always the worst thing that people say. Yeah, we're gonna pay you an exposure. Yeah, well, you know what? When I go to my landlord and ask them, do you accept exposure? They're not gonna say yes. All that exposure is gonna be good for you, man. You know? I don't know what's worse, like, the people who try to scam people in film and television to do stuff, or we have to take this exit, or the people that try to scam people in regards to, like, VTubing. Like, have you ever seen the VTuber small corporation scams? And there's a lot of them, where they're these very small VTuber corporations, and then, like, when you look at the terms of service for them, and you look at, like, what you're gonna give up, or you look at, like, a small VTuber corporation contract, and you realize that you're getting bamboozled, and, like, they owe your soul and everything, and they're gonna, like, screw you out of profits, and you're gonna owe them money at the end. Like, holy crap, man. I've seen some bad stuff in my days. That's as bad as that one. 6 a.m. dude drove to work drunk too. Why would you drive to work drunk? That is insane. You know what? You put yourself in danger, but not only that, you put other people in freaking danger on the road. Like, I don't condone that type of stuff. I've been drunk at 6 a.m., but I've been drunk at 6 a.m. in the past because, like, I was in college, or You know what? I'll tell you the story. I did tell the story. I spent a New Year's at the bar that I worked with my friend Will at. Like, I was his bar back for, and we celebrated New Year's a couple times, like a lot of New Year's. So, like, there was this one year where the owner and all of us, after, you know, the gates had closed and everything, sat there and we drank. I was drinking till 10, 11 o'clock in the morning when I got home. Like, I got home at like 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. Holy man, that was an interesting one. I actually didn't have a hangover or anything. That was a miracle, but, like, I do have a higher... don't drink, kids. And adults. Like, drinking is probably bad for you, but I unfortunately have a decently high tolerance to it. So, you know, and it's probably because of stories like that. But yeah, so, but I didn't drive anywhere. I took a train home. Well, first of all, I don't drive IRL. You know, but that's crazy. You drive to work drunk in a car, and then, like, I know what you do, Big, so, like, there's no way that you could do that even efficiently or effectively. Like, I'll tell you a story. There was a construction site where I lived. It was next to me because they knocked down the building that was there, and they were putting up a high-rise. And I have seen firsthand that some of the people there were drinking on the job. Literally imagine, Dread Knights. If you work in construction, you're drinking on the job, and you're layering bricks. You know that when they were layering bricks to the building next door, that they left, like, garbage plastic bags in between the bricks so you can actually see in the building, literally, plastic garbage bags, and because nobody bothered to check the work there. Oh, we almost missed that. I don't want to miss that. That would have been detrimental for this run. Where's the gas? I need gas. Is that too far off from where we're supposed to go? That's the million-dollar question. Can I turn on red? This is how you know I don't drive. I hope I can. If not, I'm losing some money. And you know what they say, if you got no money, you got no honey. Okay, I can't. I don't really know that driving rule, so I'm, like, trying to figure it out. Maybe every state has a different rule. I don't know. Oh, thank goodness, the gas station's right ahead, too. I don't know what I've been told, but driving trucks is really slow. Sound off, 1, 2, sound off, 3, 4. I was not drinking on the job today, I swear, Dread Knights. Yeah. I will say I really like this Christmas playlist. It's very chill, mellow. Some of the songs are a little lower than well. This better be a gas station I can fill gas in. It don't look like it. It just looks like it's a gas station. Where is the actual gas? Can I don't want to get cheated here. Is it here, or is it across? I don't know. This doesn't look like I can fill up there. Don't tell me it's a gas station that's... I think it's that one up there. That looks like the gas station we could use. See, that's the thing, too, with this game. This game will fool you sometimes. It will trick you into thinking you're supposed to go a certain way. And then it doesn't go that way whatsoever. You want to punch your... But you don't really want to punch a wall, because that would be bad, or punch a windshield. You know? Do any of you have funny, drunken stories you'd like to tell? There was one time. Red light violation, I'm sorry. No, I'm not. I just want to get that gas. Don't do what I did. Stop. Park it. Alright, we're gonna fill this up. And we're gonna be good to go. Hour and 20, hour and... How much gas? Okay, good. The problem is we gotta back up, right? And I'm not very good at seeing how to back up, so we're going into first-person view, which is something I don't normally have. Whenever I hear that noise, I get scared, because that's also the noise for when your car gets destroyed. Oh, no. Oh, no. No. Okay, don't panic, Dread. We needed the gas, it was very important. We needed gas. Okay, I think I can turn the car around from here. Hopefully I can drive out of here. It looks like I could drive out through that way. Yay! Modern problems require modern solutions, right? Good old Crucy always says that. Modern problems require modern solutions. Okay. Think we're out? We are. Good. Let's go to our destination then. Let's see if we could make another drop-off if possible. I don't think we're going to have time to, though. This is probably going to be a very long gig, and I only have till 7 o'clock I can stream today. I hope you guys understand. But we'll do as much of this as we can. I don't really know how to read the GPS here. Looks like we're going... That's a one-way street, right? I think we're supposed to go that way, it looks like. Can I just turn? I have the green light, right? Yeah. I think this is how I'm supposed to go, because it's showing me the arrow. Alright. Well, it's 9 minutes. We had no choice. We can't go the other way. Because the arrows are pointing in this direction, so it's fine. Modern problems require modern solutions. Tomorrow I'm going to be playing League of Legends, which should be interesting. To say the very least. I'm going to be playing more Sona matches. I really like Sona as a character. I got most of my pointers from Cruci for that. Is there no gig here? How am I... Is this an actual job? Alright, cargo market. Air cargoes for your trailer. Well, that's unfortunate. We drove all the way here for no reason. Where are we going then? We don't got a job. We didn't make it apparently in time. That's some tomfoolery. That's some great A tomfoolery. And I can't get another gig because I'd have to leave the trailer. Let's see. So there's no gig. Where can I go somewhere else? Alright, we gotta find another job offer, which means we gotta drive to it. So we'll probably have enough time to actually drive to the next one. I'm so mad about that. We had a gig and we couldn't get to it. Offer expires in 7 hours. How far do we have to go from here? That's the major question. Hopefully it's near here. 7 hours. We'll try to drive to the location, but we're not going to be able to... Red light. We're losing so much money. I'm driving this way now? Okay. Hopefully we're locked in now. We got locked in, Dread Knights. Locked in. I mean, Christmas is saved anyway. We made $200,000 during the stream. We'll be able to afford the Christmas presents and the good girls and... Oh, I spoke too soon. Right on cue, car crash. And it wasn't even my fault. The car freaking clipped me from behind. Oh, I'm not molding, you're molding. I'm not molding, you're molding. I want a new truck. I want a new truck. That's what I've been saving up for this whole time. Move. Stop causing car accidents. It wasn't me who caused that car accident. It was a stupid car behind me. This is how you know the inner New Yorker is coming out on me. Alright, 12:15 a.m. and all is well. However, we're above the speed limit. Don't want to get a speeding ticket. That would be bad. Did I miss that? Looking at chat? No, I didn't. I didn't. Calm down, Dreadscape. Calm down. Calm down. Relax. Chill out. Vibe. Vibe, Dreadscape. Vibe, vibe, vibe. Okay. Let's go... I don't know. The turn here, right? Sharp turn coming up. We're going to Santa Creek, it looks like. Okay, I don't get a parking ticket for that one, so I don't understand why we got a parking ticket for the last one, then. Why did we get the parking violation before, though? Because I turned when... I don't know. Make it make sense. This is what happens when you're not an actual driver, IRL. Look at all this driving. It's a nice peaceful night here in California. In the game, obviously. I feel like the music playlist is recycling itself a little bit. Did we hear Feliz Navidad already? Feliz Navidad. Ba-ba-da-ba. Feliz Navidad. Ba-ba-da-ba. I can't sing the rest of it. That's one thing you won't hear for Christmas karaoke, I promise you. You will hear Wham! Last Christmas. You will hear All I Want for Christmas. Those are two songs that I'm definitely... I don't want to use the word convince. I'm committed to singing on stream. May God help all of us Dread Knights when I do that. Because it's not going to be pleasant on the ears. No, I'm going to do my best. I have been practicing a little bit off of stream. I was looking at the karaoke apps. I don't really like Karapoon. honestly, because I was looking at like their policy and it's like, oh, you could pay for the month. And then it's like, if you forget to cancel, they're gonna charge you for the next month. I'm like, yeah. I always hate those. I always hate those where you can't, and then you have to, and then it's like via PayPal too. So it's like, yeah, PayPal. Why can't you just take my card? That's when when I hear stuff like that, like those type of apps, I'm like, I don't know how much I should trust this app. You know, because if you don't take like my actual card, then it's like, well, what are the chances that you're not gonna like steal my information? You know, so I'm always a little bit paranoid when it comes to stuff like that. You know, so I'm looking into it still though for karaoke. Karaoke will probably be one of the last things we do for the 30-something days of Dreadmas, as I call it. You know, we'll also do a gingerbread house making stream. That is hand cam. That one might be... It's going to be a little bit different. So, like, bear with me because it's, like, the first time I'll be doing hand cam stuff. Gotta remember to actually, like, clip my nails and make my hands presentable for that day. On top of that, I'll be doing, like, a little bit of arts and crafts stuff. Nothing major because, again, I'm not, like, an artiste. I can't, like, draw stuff. I leave that to our people. I think we have to get off on this exit. Okay. We do. I don't think I was supposed to drive through that exit that way, but that works. That works. That works. We'll probably get to the destination. We'll park it there. And I think I'm going to probably call it on stream. You know. Is there anything you want to talk about, Dread Knights? We did make a good delivery this time. We got a successful delivery. We didn't smash up the truck until after the delivery was over. Christmas was officially saved, though. We did our delivery, we made our money, we will be able to eat. Dread did save Christmas indeed this stream. Ooh, look at this. This is a nice little, like, oil tower thing here. Where are we going? Manteca. Speeding by... Oh, man, that copper was there. That was entrapment. He's behind me. That son of a monkey. Entrapment. See, this is why you don't have the need for speed, Dread Knights. It always... So now we're under the quota of what I wanted, which was 200,000 per street. Ah, the shenanigans. Sometimes I feel like in American Truck Simulator, when you're doing very well, everything is working against you so that you don't have the money so you can take out for a loan. Go through this exit. You know? A trucker's life is never done from father to son. You know? Okay, good. We'll get there. Hopefully we'll get there in one piece. I have to pay attention to this speed limit, too. I think I'm gonna lean towards ramen today. I feel like ramen. Even though I have some really good frozen burritos. Like, they're really, really good. And they're, like, healthy bean burritos. Not like that Taco Bell garbage. I mean, I love Taco Bell, but it's been dropping off significantly last couple of weeks. Like, I just can't get, like, good outside food, like, fast food. And really, you shouldn't eat that much fast food anyway. Are there any Christmas specials that you're looking forward to, Dread Knights? I'm looking forward to Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer when they show it. Oh. You're gonna mess up my truck. What the hell, bro? And this red light, because he won't ran for a red light. Well, at least I can take a sip of hydration while we're waiting. Why am I honking? Yeah, at this rate, Taco Bell is just easier to do at home. Yep, 100% agree with you. I mean, the quality has just been really, really bad lately. It's so disappointing. It's Popeyes, too. Like, I had Popeyes the other day, and they burnt all my boneless wings. So when I got home, they're completely burnt, and I didn't eat right away. So, like, when I went to, like, check them out and actually eat them, they were, like, inedible. So it's like, oh, great, that was, like, you know, $10 down the drain then, too. It's like, why the hell bar even trying to get anything? You know, all the fast food places are dropping off. The only thing around me that's still good is Pizza Hut. Like, Pizza Hut never misses. Always pretty good. As for Christmas specials, had some old sitcoms like Married with Children. Man, I haven't seen Married with Children in ages. They used to give it in syndicated reruns on TBS, the Superstation, Turner Broadcast Systems. But obviously that was a while ago. That was when I had, like, some low-key insomnia, and I was always up, like, late at night. This was, like, around the time of, college. Yeah. college and for first degree. And then afterwards, when I was looking like in between for gigs, I was up like really late at night. You know, I went through the whole thing that people do when they're in between jobs, right? You know, where you get that insomnia, you get that little bit of I don't want to say depression, but melancholy, because it's like so stressful trying to get something, especially with everything that was going on at the time. But yeah, I digress with that. What ended up happening was, sorry, I got a brain fart there for a second. But what ended up happening was I watched a lot of Married Children. I watched like the whole freaking series, thanks to TBS, because they would marathon it. It would come on at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and it would go on all the way till 6 o'clock in the morning. I would like go to bed at 6 and then wake up at 12. Like that's how you know when you're, it's like when you're in between jobs and doing that stuff. That's how you know that depression kicks in, right? So there was that. So that's how I saw it. Right, it was a good show. I don't really remember too many of the Christmas specials from it. Like one that I want to watch is the Christmas one. Not Christmas, excuse me, Simpsons Christmas special. Like, you know, the one with Santa's Little Helper, I think, which is technically, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't that the pilot for The Simpsons? So I haven't seen that in a couple years, so that's definitely something I've been considering watching. I might wait to do that and watch it like as a watch-along in December with these guys as like a little short mini thing that we could do. I'll put it out as like maybe a YouTube video and Premiere and stuff, and maybe we could watch it that way. 3 hour... Okay, we're still pretty good on time. I don't think we'll be able to actually do this delivery, though. I think by the time we get to the destination, that'll be enough just to be able to make it, I suppose. But we won't be able to deliver, I guess is where we're getting at. Nice scenery, though. Oh my goodness, please stop giving me speeding tickets. I feel like there's a cop everywhere, man. We had $200,000, now we're down to 197. That is clearly a Grinch that's trying to steal Christmas for us. All we're trying to do is make a living. I wish I could... Oh my goodness. And our truck just got totaled. Man, what a lousy Christmas this is turning into, Dreadnoughts. Freaking cop car even, like, cut us off, too, man. Our car needs to be serviced. I just wasted all day on stream. Oh, man. Where's there a service repair center? You know, there's always got to be that Grinch, man. Always got to be that Grinch. Where are we going? I need a repair center. Can't make that one. Maybe we could make this one and zoom in on it. Hopefully we could take the exit. That was indeed the pilot. It was. Yeah, I thought so. Alright, so we're gonna go repair the car. I'm probably not gonna get to the destination. Oh my goodness. Turn off. I don't know. I think we gotta hold it for that to stop, yeah. Hold it? There we go. I can't believe they ruined my freaking car. Thank you, coppers. They always gotta be a Scrooge here. I guess it's not gonna be a very Merry Christmas for us, Dreadnoughts. We saved Christmas by delivering the presents, but then had an unfortunate accident. Santa Claus is not gonna buy me a new truck. And we missed the exit, too. I'm molding right now. I missed the exit. I was trying to get to the freaking repair center. I can't even see how much fuel we have left. Oh, man. American Truck Simulator. When you're doing good, then it always throws these wrenches in your plan. Always the case. You know, by the time I fix the car, we're probably going to go back down to, like... Oh, lordy. Honestly, I should probably quick travel somewhere. Hello, thank you, whoever that was. Thank you. Welcome. Oh, lordy, the services that have been done. I need a repair center. Desperately at this point. Is there one in there? That would be nice. I think there is one. It looks like it on the map. We might be able to fix this. And it's only going to cost us an arm and a leg, Dreadnoughts. How do I get off this exit? It looks like there's one there. Exit only? Take the exit. It doesn't matter. We're probably not going to get to that gig anyway. Not on time. Probably by the time we get there, it's going to be over. Let's see if I can drive through. Okay. We'll go to the service repair center. Hopefully things will be okay. Gotta fix the truck. Trailer damage, too. Who hit the trailer in the back? Man, this is a series of unfortunate events right now, guys. Bad. These guys have ruined my car. Damn pedestrians. Between the cops and everything, it just was... Oh. You know, man. We just can't catch a break. How much do you think it's going to cost to fix this car? Probably quite a lot. Probably quite a lot. Hopefully we'll still have enough money for Christmas Dread Nights. Don't worry. Papa Dread ain't going to leave you without presents, even if I got to take an arm and a leg out with a loan just to be able to do this. I wish I could bypass these guys. This is why we messed up too. I can't with these. I can't with these guys. We're gonna break traffic laws here. We're not gonna get in trouble. See? We didn't get punished for that. Don't ever do that in real life, though. That's not something you're supposed to do. Alright, there's a service repair shop here. There's also, like, a garage maybe here? I think? Looks like it on the map. We're doing free roaming here right now, so that's okay. We can afford to do some of this stuff. We should just buy a new truck with the money we've made, but I don't think we can afford it. Mack truck dealer. I don't need a Mack truck. I need a repair, though. So I don't think there's, like, I don't want a Mack truck. I want a... Oh, man, what's it called again? Is that for repairs, or is that for buying? This is, I think, for buying? Yeah. I don't need the truck dealer. I need the repairs, though. And then we'll get back on the open road. How much do you think it's going to cost? I'm thinking probably a lot. Service. I can't replace anything right now. It won't let me register this either. Here. Oh, $2,000! That's not so bad. That'll get us going, I think. For 18 damage that happened, that's fine. Alright, let's see if we could get back on the road here. How do I get out of here? I don't know. I'm hoping there's a way to, like, drive back out. Where I don't crash it on the way back out. Wouldn't that be hilarious that I just get out of here? And then I, like, literally completely total the car again? Looking like is gonna happen. I don't know how we get out of here. No! No, 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 no. No, no, no. No, no. Don't panic, don't panic, don't panic, don't panic. If not, I might just use a fast travel here. I can't figure out how to get out. Can we drive that way out? No, it's sealed off. Alright, you know what? There's a smart thing to do here. I am going to fast travel. It lets me. You know what's the problem? Like, the select button is the same thing. Come on, game. Let me do what I want to do. Alright. We're gonna fast travel. It's gonna cost us a little bit of money, but I don't like the position we're in. And I'm terrified that we're gonna get our car destroyed, which would ruin Christmas for us. Let's go back to our base, if I can. Did I do this again? Should be under services somewhere. Alright. No, not convoy. Gonna go back to Arizona. I think I have it in Phoenix? Lifted? Let's go to Phoenix, Arizona. Can I show more of the world map here? Or what we could do is we could go there, or here. Reno. Trying to figure out where we should go. Cheapest place would be good. Let's go to Flagstaff. It's usually safer that way. Alright. Because I wasn't liking that rotation, too. I gotta be honest with you, the way things were. Alright. How much time we got left? Let me look. Might be a good time to call it here. Honestly, Dread Nights, while we still have money. We made money. How much money did we make? We made a good profit, because we had 200, but because of the repairs and stuff. We managed to deliver some goods, and we did save Christmas, so I think that's a good part to call it, because I won't be able to get to another place to make another delivery. It would take like 2 hours, which, honestly, we don't have time for. Alright, so that was American Truck Simulator. I do enjoy that. We delivered the package on time for Christmas. Dread did save Christmas. He didn't really save his truck too much towards the end of that, but we did save Christmas Dread Nights. It was fun. I have a lot of fun activities that are planned for the next couple of weeks on the channel. A lot of Christmas celebration. We are going to have Christmas karaoke. That's towards the end of December, near Christmas. We're gonna have a gingerbread house building hand cam. We're gonna do arts and craft hands cam. I might try to do a little bit of Photoshop, like not like drawing because I don't have the ability to draw, but I might like paint a couple of little like decorations and stuff on stream. On top of that, I am also going to be doing like Christmas related streams where I will be playing Christmas music, or I will be doing like, Stardew Valley during the winter months, or I will find some weird Christmas games for us to play and we can play them on stream, and I will, keep things going. I know it's funny to start Christmas a little bit earlier, but I need to get into the mood of Christmas and the vibe of Christmas. And it's never too early to have that Christmas cheer. This time of year, it's very, very important to be able to find it, especially for me. So it's a me thing too. Tomorrow I am going to be playing League of Legends on stream. I will be playing probably more Sona matches, and I will be trying to get some dubs. Hopefully, Santa will get me some actual good teammates. One can only hope so. Anyway, with that being said, thank you to everybody that hung out with me today. Thank you to everybody that chatted. Thank you to everybody that lurked. I do greatly appreciate it, and I will see you all for the next one. Till next time, guys.